Yo guys, and welcome to this video here covering match 6 of the European Regional Championships, the grand final. Dignitas versus Vitality. We're just under a minute here as Alpha looks to push towards this ball in the Dignitas back corner. Gets a good challenge. Violent Panda looks to clear it downfield, but only gives up possession here to Therapy. The bump from Alpha will open up the net. Therapy will carry this ball in here. Vitality fresh off the back of that win against Barca in a dominant fashion. Dignitas getting that good win over Mouse in the semi-finals in that very close game. But they won on top form and they'll need to be here. But they've given up the first goal. Violent Panda coming off the wall. They're looking to clear that ball, but just giving it straight over to Therapy. And that's such a clever play from Alpha to bump the defender out of net, so Therapy can just carry that ball in. Alpha, those are the sort of clever plays we expect from him, and he's bringing them here in the big moments. Vitality strike first in game 1. K-Dot now looking to take control of this ball here in the back corner for Vitality, but it's popped over him by Astral to Violent Panda. His shot, what a save on the goal line, but the follow-up bouncing on the goal line, and Yukio will eventually put this one home here. Absolute chaos in front of net there. K-Dot was looking to clear that ball down field for Vitality as Dignitas look to get their offense going. It's a great pass from Astral to Violent Panda, the classic link up do expect from Dignitas, and Violent Panda puts a good shot on net, a bit too close to the middle, and Alpha makes an incredible save there. How he kept that ball out, I do not know. It's half in, half out, bouncing on the goal line, and Ferry Pete looks to pop it out to the side there, but hits it straight over to Violent Panda, who's far up just high, drops down in front of net, and Yukio eventually comes in, tapping that ball home, smashing it in, making sure with that one nothing Vitality could do. They just tried to keep that ball out as much as they could there. If they'd got that one out, it would have been incredible defense. Dignitas do eventually put it in, and it's 1-0. 1 minute 32 seconds left on the clock, and a long clear coming out here by K-Dot will give up possession to Violent Panda, who pops it over Therapy, carrying it towards net, can't find a double, but the follow-up from Astral will go in here for Dignitas. K-Dot just chucking that ball away, and this Dignitas offense is so good. If you just allow them possession inside your half, they will punish you, and that's exactly what happens here. Therapy realises that K-Dot's given up possession, tries to push out and block the ball or get a bump on Violent Panda, but it goes straight up over his head. K-Dot then has to go for boost. He's got nothing to challenge Violent Panda, so Violent Panda's then in one-on-one with Alpha on the goal line there. He can't quite get the double touch, but takes Alpha out of the play, and Astral following up for his teammate there to tap that ball home. Vitality can't afford to give the ball to Dignitas that easily. Dignitas take the lead. It's 2-1. Not long after then, here in Alpha now is in control of this ball on the backfield for Vitality, looking to carry it downfield, pops it up towards K-Dot, who passes it over to Therapy. It's bouncing on the goal line, and it eventually will go in here. Therapy constantly scoring at the moment for Vitality. No team seems to be able to stop him here. Dignitas will need to find a way to stop him if they want to take this series win, but Vitality here giving Dignitas a taste of their own medicine with a wonderful passing play. Alpha over to K-Dot, over to Fairy Pete, then Dignitas just backing off way too far there, opening up the passing lanes and allowing Vitality possession inside Dignitas' half, and it turns out to be costly here. There's no one challenging Therapy, who with this free shot just slams that ball home, crossbar and in, out of the reach of Astral on the goal line, and Vitality equalise. Yukio now is in control of this ball here for Dignitas. 30 boost to work with, carrying it through the air, goes over one. Alpha comes in for the challenge, gets a good 50, but the follow from Violent Panda over to Astral, who roll this one in here, restoring Dignitas' lead. It's a great pass from Violent Panda over to Astral, but it's all started off by Yukio in this position, just fakes out Cade up there, gets him to dive in, and does well to get up and get a solid challenge with Alpha and Fairy Peak. The last man back. If you commit this ball, you have to win it. He doesn't. Violent Panda just quicker than him, and this time it's him supplying Astral. Usually it's the other way around, and Astral never going to miss, just rolls that ball in here. This series is all going to be about who can be on offense the most, as they're two fantastic offensive teams. Dignitas, though, play some good defense in the rest of this match. See this one out. Now have the lead in the series 1-0. As we move into game 2 then here, this game is completely scoreless and has hit the 0-second timer, so it looks as if we're going to overtime. But as this ball's on the sidewall, Violent Panda with 61 boosts to work with chooses to keep this ball up here and looks for the pass over to Astral, pops it over Caleb's head, who was pushing out there, maybe expecting the ball to be dropped down. But then Astral picks it up, hits it off the back wall, gets the flip reset with the next touch, and then drops it in here. Incredible mechanics from this man. It's a wonderful pass from Violent Panda, and Astral is an absolute wizard with these mechanics, and he's done it in an incredibly big moment here. This triple touch is absolutely insane. The first hit onto the back wall, then that hit to drop it down and get the flip reset with Caleb coming into pressure as well, and then he flips into that ball, making sure it goes in without touching the floor, and puts it perfectly out of the reach of both Fairy Peak and Alpha. One incredible moment to score a goal like that and show up in the big moments here. Dignitas take game 2 with this wondrous goal and a 2-0 up in the series. We move into game 3 then here, and Vitality might feel a little hard done by to be 2-0 down in this series, but they're perfectly capable of coming back as they're in control of this ball now in their own back corner here, looking to transition out of defense. But a demo will give possession over to Violent Panda. The pass to Yuko, the shot out of reach there for the defense, and Dignitas just unrelenting on this pressure at the moment. A wonderful demo from Astral gets Dignitas possession in the Vitality half, and then Violent Panda just coming off the wall picks the perfect pass over to Yukio, who just places this ball past the two defenders in net. Neither one can get that ball clear. Vitality, if they want to come back in this series, will have to find a way to stop this Dignitas offense. It's 1-0 in game 3. Almost straight after then here, and Violent Panda now in control of this ball for Dignitas as they look to get straight back on to offense here. Carrying this ball forward, has to give up possession to Kato, but then this hit sent high by Yukio, and Astral on the far finds the double touch. Of course he does. This man just finishing any sort of opportunity he gets at the moment. It's a good carry downfield by Violent Panda. Yukio wins a great 50 there with Alpha, and on the follow-up, Astral just quicker than Fairy Peak in net, who's in such a difficult position, and the double touch here just to drop this ball home. Incredible mechanics. Dignitas with 2 quick goals here in game 3, a 2-0 up. Just under 2 minutes left now, and Alpha looking to pick this ball up here for Vitality as they look to come back into this one hit. Looks for the pass over to Kato, shot towards net, well saved, but on the follow, Kato will put this one in here. Vitality reduced the lead to 1. It's a wonderful passing play from Vitality. Fairy Peak picking out Alpha. There's Astral dived in, and then Alpha picking out the pass over to Kato. Violent Panda and Yukio stranded back on the goal line. Yukio makes a great save there, but because it comes off his tyres and he has to flip back into it, he can only kill the ball dead, and Kato lands perfectly to react in time and tap this ball home here. Vitality cut the lead in half. Straight in then here off the kickoff, and this ball bouncing up high. Yukio getting up for it, carrying it towards net, looking for a bump, a miss, and this ball will go in here. Yukio instantly restoring Dignitas' 2 goal lead. Alpha on the backfield, can't challenge here. Yukio always beating him to the ball. He gets the flip reset, he's then trying to find a bump, can't find anyone, but Alpha just sits in there expecting Kado to come up with a touch, and Kado just missing the ball entirely there means it goes clean in, and Dignitas restore their 2-goal lead. And again then we're straight in off the kickoff once more. This time the ball bouncing towards the Dignitas now, and Alpha gets there first and pushes this one in. A flurry of goals at the moment, 3 straight goals, 2 from kickoff. It's a great kickoff from Fairy Peak, and Alpha has the momentum here over Yukio on the backfield, gets up nice and early and air rolling into that ball, just puts it home. 2 kickoff goals there, so the teams aren't set up off the kickoff, make it 3-2. Again then off the kickoff here, and this ball rolling perfectly to Alpha. He's looking to carry it towards now, leaves it for Fairy Peak, who slams this ball home. Just so many goals, and it's allowed vitality back into this one. Dignitas need to sort out this kickoff here. They've just conceded 2 kickoff goals in a row. This is wonderful play from Alpha to take it round Yukio there and then pass it across over to Fairy Peak, who's never going to miss from here. Just powers this ball past Astral. They need him to be firing like this, and Astral to be coming up with the assist as Vitality equalise. Game 3 then here, going to overtime, and we're 2 minutes and 2 seconds in. If Dignitas get this goal, then it's such a long way back for Vitality, so they need to get this winner here as the ball is launched downfield. Alpha looking to get up for it, taps it off the back wall, won't have a double. Caleb's follow-up is just high, but the finish from Fairy Peak coming in as that third man will end this game here. Astral just too slow for that ball, and Yukio and Violent Panda here both in the corners allow Kado a free follow-up, and he probably would like this one back here as he would expect himself to score. Puts it high, but Violent Panda and Yukio both expecting him to have a shot on target means that Fairy Peak can come in unchallenged on the follow-up, and you know he won't miss. He just slams that ball in there. Vitality get a key winner here in game 3 and make it 2-1 now in the series. Into game 4 then here, and we're straight in off the kickoff at the start. This ball bouncing towards the Dignitas back corner with Yukio on the backfield, but he can only give it up to Alpha. Just rolls this one on net here. It's another kickoff goal for Vitality. Dignitas need to sort out this kickoff here because it's costing them big in this series. Vitality just keep capitalizing on these opportunities. As it bounces into this corner, Yukio looks to take control, but just the heavy touch, and Alpha just comes in, slamming this ball on net. No one home for Dignitas as rotations are not set up yet, and Vitality strike first in game 4. Alpha now in control of this ball here for Vitality, looking to take it downfield here, but can only give up possession to Yukio, who passes across to Astral. This shot inch perfect there into the top right hand corner. Alpha carrying that ball downfield, but just ends up giving up possession, and he has no teammates anywhere near to follow up. He was carrying it by himself, which means that once Yukio comes onto this ball, he's unchallenged, and Kado and Fairy Peak both in similar positions there. They needed to be more spread out, as Astral then coming in just puts this ball out of the reach of Fairy Peak. An unsavable shot, a wonderful pass from Yukio. These passing plays are exactly what we expect to see from Dignitas. They look to bounce back after that game 3 loss. Is 1-0. 1 minute and 23 seconds left now as Vitality are pushing for this lead here. As this ball bounces off the back wall, but it's caught by Yukio. Looks to go over Fairy Peak, but gives up possession to Astral. Downfield to Yukio, who puts this one in here. The reverse link up from Dignitas' first goal. Fairy Peak gets a good challenge win there over Yukio, but he hits it too far and it gives up possession, and that's an absolute boomer of a clear there from Astral, sending Vitality straight back where they've come from as they race back over their heads, but no one can get up to challenge Yukio, who's coming in with momentum and slams this ball home out of reach of the defense there. That's actually the winning goal in Game 4. So Vitality, Dignitas, restore their two-game lead in the series as it's 3-1 now. Now then, we're into Game 5 and we're just 8 seconds in here. Violent Panda in control of this ball for Dignitas as they look to close out this series here. He pops it up, goes over Alpha, he gets a touch and Kato actually gets bumped into it, and then on the follow-up Astral over to Yukio, who puts this one in here for Dignitas. They get the lead in this Game 5 so they look to close out this series here. It's a great carry by Violent Panda through the air, and he gets 2 players to go, and the clearance is poor. So once it comes out to Astral, he can pass that ball over to Yukio, and Fairypeak has to back off here and just sit in there completely stranded as this ball is put past him there into the corner. A wonderful finish from Yukio, and Dignitas strike first in Game 5. Vitality now looking to bounce back here, so they're in control of this ball on the side wall. A demo from Astral though, looks to get back possession, however Kato picks it up, passes over to Alpha. The second demo opens up the net and Alpha rolls this ball in there. Astral, a great demo there as he took Fairypeak out of the game, but it didn't fall kindly enough for Violent Panda, so Kato could pick this ball up, and this is just a great pass from Kato, baiting in 2 defenders and then demoing the last man back. Just incredible solo play. We know this man steps up in the big moments here, and that's exactly what he's done. Given Alpha a tap-in so he can't miss, got his team back into this one. Vitality equalise. Just over half the game left to go now, and Vitality looking to get straight back on the attack. Here's this ball's launched towards the Dignitas, and a good clear from Yukio, but he gives up possession. The pass from Fairypeak over to Alpha, who puts in his second of the game. Fairypeak and Kato just creating wonderful opportunities for Alpha here, and he's taking them extremely well. Yukio gets a good clear, but because he gets downward by Kato, it's such a clever play. It means that he's given up possession here, and Fairypeak, calm, cool and collected, just decides to pick out a pass rather than shoot that ball in net and give Astral an opportunity to make the save, because Alpha coming in can just power that ball into the corner out of the reach of any defenders, and it's Vitality that now have the lead. Is 2-1. This ball now high up on the side wall here. Dignitas needing to adapt to this Vitality style as they've changed their style here to try and get back into this series as the ball is rolling up there. Fairypeak looking for a touch towards net, gets a good hit. It's well saved by Astral, but the follow from Kato will go in. Vitality double their advantage here. Just Dignitas not knowing how to deal with this offense at the moment. The pressure is just too much for them to handle. Vitality being more aggressive now, which they should have done all series, as Dignitas' defense is their weak part of their game. Astral's clear, not good enough. They can't get back to the touch, and Kato beats him till the ball comes home, smashes that into the roof of the net, and Vitality double their advantage. Dignitas now looking to get back into this one with a reasonable amount of time left on the clock as Violent Panda picks pass here over to Yukio. It's too hard though, he can't get back to it. Alpha looking for the cooks here, pinch downfield, however it goes wrong and it pops middle. There's no follow up from a teammate, so Astral's got free possession, pass it over to Yukio, puts this one in here. He's really starting to join in now on the offense here for Dignitas, and he will need to if they're going to see out this series. Alpha, you can see what he's trying to do, however it goes horribly wrong, and because there's no teammates to follow up, Astral with free possession just picks a wonderful pass over to Yukio, and this is a great mechanical finish there, flipping into that ball, timing it perfectly to slot it through the gap between the defenders. However, it's not enough for Dignitas. They're unable to come back in this game here, and it makes it 3-2 now in the series. We move into game 6, and here is Vitality look to continue the momentum off of that game 5 win and complete this incredible comeback here. the ball is in the Vitality back corner here. As Dignitas look to bounce back. It's played round by Yukio. Astral gets there late, but his shot so perfectly placed that it will go in here. It's an incredible finish from Astral. He's really showing up in this final here. By such poor defense by Vitality, Very Peak has so much time to go for this ball. K-Dop could also go for it here, but there's no one challenging this ball. Very Peak just way too slow, and Astral comes in, and that shot placement so good there. No defender anywhere near getting to that ball, and it's 1-0 Dignitas in Game 6. 1 minute 24 seconds left on the clock now, so Dignitas has been holding on to this lead for a good amount of time here. Vitality needing an equalising goal. This ball rolls out into the middle where Kato will pick it up, looks to set it up for himself, but also the pass over to Alpha, who slams this one in. Him, like Yukio, starting to show up on offense here. And it's a great battle to watch. Two teams just completely go all out attack here. And Kato, this is a wonderful carry. There's two players back though on defense for Dignitas. Either Astral or Yukio should have pushed him earlier and maybe just allowed themselves to get beat so the other one could come in and clean up. But they back off, and eventually Kato just comes in, picks out a wonderful pass over to Alpha, who gets there before anyone else, and Vitality equalise. Almost straight away then here, this ball rolling up the sidewall off the kickoff. Dignitas look to respond immediately now as they're on the attack again here. It's a good long clear by Fairy Pete, but the down from Yukio will open up the net. The pass from Astral over to Violent Panda. They slam this one home. The immediate response here from Dignitas, absolutely incredible. Astral and Violent Panda, the usual link up, working strong here in this game 6. Fairy Peak just giving up possession now with that clear, and the demo from Yukio just to leave one player back in net, who is then trying to bump. Such a clever play to change up the strategy here. Said Dignitas would need to if they were going to get this win, and it's an incredibly well played shot by Violent Panda out of the reach of Caleb, who was having to avoid getting bumped as well, and Dignitas restore their lead. Vitality now needing another equaliser here as they're on the attack again, probably hoping that they can get it sooner rather than later as Caleb pops this ball high. Barry Pete gets up towards it, puts it towards now. Caleb then with the impossible angle puts this one in here. Such incredible mechanics. You know this man will show up when you need him the most, and that's exactly what he's done here. The great old-fashioned link-up between Fairy Peak and Kato, these two working so well together, and Fairy Peak, that's a great hit towards net just to keep the pressure on, which is what you got to do to this Dignitas defense. Just work them down until they give you an opportunity, and Kato taking this absolutely perfectly. Incredible mechanical maneuvers there to put that ball in for a second time in this game 6. Vitality equalise. Game 6 then here, going to overtime, which means Dignitas just one goal away from taking this regional championship. Vitality needing this goal so desperately here as this ball now looks to be cleared out by Dignitas. 55 seconds in here. It's popped downfield by Astral, who passes it over to Yukio, and then the follow-up from Violent Panda there will go in. Astral finding Violent Panda with this pass. Violent Panda then picks out Yukio. Yukio, his shot just wide, but first to react there is Violent Panda, who comes in and slams this ball home here for Dignitas. A wonderful passing play, a great way to end it for them with their well-renowned passing plays. Violent Panda finishing it off nicely there, just too quick for that Vitality defense, catching them out on transition there with that wonderful passing play. Dignitas are your European regional champions here. Vitality were the favourites to win by a mile. They had an incredible season, only losing that one game to Singularity. Dignitas were the only ones that could be seen to cause an upset, which is exactly what they've done here. An incredible performance in this final. stepping up their level massively compared to that Mass Sports series, and the pressure just too much for Vitality to handle here. They couldn't deal with the offense. Dignitas take the series win 4-2, and they are your European champions. Right guys, thank you very much for watching. I hope you have enjoyed. Now obviously I will be covering the promo relegation tournament next week, but this is the end of the main bulk of the season. I've had a lot of fun recording these videos, and I hope you guys have enjoyed the extra insight that I've given you. A huge congratulations to Dignitas on becoming European champions, but I'll see you guys next week.